Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of classic comedy with a spooky twist, then you're in for a treat today. We're diving into the weird, wild, and absolutely hilarious world of Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks' 1974 masterpiece that spoofed horror while becoming a legend of its own. But did you know? This black and white comedy gem is packed with strange behind-the-scenes stories, surprising casting drama, and details even hardcore fans might have missed. Stick around, because today we're exploring weird facts you didn't know about Young Frankenstein. Let's start with the biggest shocker: Mel Brooks didn't come up with the idea. That's right, the brainchild behind this spooky spoof was actually Gene Wilder. Wilder had been thinking about a Frankenstein parody for a while and pitched it to Mel Brooks. At first, Mel passed. He didn't want to get stuck making another horror parody after Blazing Saddles. But when he finally read the script, he was hooked. And thank goodness he said yes, because this film turned into comedy gold. And speaking of gold, get this, the entire film was shot in black and white in 1974. That was no accident. Mel Brooks fought hard to keep it that way, even though studios hated the idea. He wanted to match the old Universal monster movies down to the lighting and shadows. And here's the cool part: they actually used the original lab equipment from the 1931 Frankenstein movie. Mel tracked down the same props and machines from the original film's set designer, Kenneth Strickfaden, and brought them back to life. Literally. Now, let's talk about casting, because things almost went very differently. Did you know that? Peter Boyle, who played the lovable monster, was initially seen as too intense for the role. He was mostly known for serious dramas. But once he put on the makeup and did that unforgettable Puttin' on the Ritz number, everyone knew the part was his. Still, rehearsing that scene was no joke. It took weeks of practice to get the timing just right, and Peter nearly passed out under all the makeup and lighting. And then there's Terry Gare, who played the hilarious Inga. She almost didn't get the part either. Originally, Mel Brooks had Madeline Kahn in mind for the role, but Kahn insisted on playing Elizabeth, the high-maintenance Yankee. Gare auditioned with a thick, exaggerated German accent, and Mel loved it. The rest is history. But not everything went so smoothly behind the scenes. Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks argued constantly during filming, but in a good way. Gene was super protective of the script, especially about not breaking the fourth wall. Mel, on the other hand, wanted to throw in a few signature gags. In fact, Mel was kicked off set more than once for laughing too hard during takes. That's right, he had to watch some scenes from a monitor because he kept ruining takes by laughing off camera. And how about this? The famous "walk this way" joke. Total accident. That gag, where Gore tells Dr. Frankenstein to walk this way and he literally mimics his limp, inspired a generation of parodies and even the band Aerosmith to name a song after it. Talk about pop culture crossover. Here's another wild one. The movie was such a hit, it earned more than Blazing Saddles that year. And this was in 1974, during a time when spoofs were considered risky. Mel Brooks made two all-time comedy classics in 1 year. What a feat. Oh, and fans of bloopers there are tons. The scene where Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle are in the lab and lightning strikes. Wilder's scream was real because a spark actually went off way too close to his face. And Marty Feldman, who played Igor, would often switch his fake hump from shoulder to shoulder just to mess with continuity. When someone finally pointed it out, Mel just laughed and kept it in the film.